Hey guys, Mac Dog here with another video. It's been a long time. They've completely updated the replays menu. It looks a lot cleaner now. Um, yeah, let's go into some replays. Obviously, I've been on a break for a while, basically working a ton, working overtime, but you know, I've had time to game a bit. And for example, I had this hilarious duel versus Tenpai, which is the new sort of tier 1 deck that's come out. It's like this going second deck. In this duel, I'm just using my standard Master 1 Toy Box Eldlich deck, which it's nice because you get to see the full combo. Obviously, Eldlich plus any Toy Box gets you a barrier statue that you can normal summon, two level 4s that you can XYZ into Baguska, and obviously we have like just a Solemn Strike and not a Conquistador, but mostly it's kind of like a floodgate version, but it's a interesting combo thing. Unfortunately, they're running, uh, Tenpai, which means they have a bunch of board breakers. So first, what they do is they destroy all of my spells, and then they destroy all my monsters. um, Normally, this is where Tenpai is able to kill you, right? Because they synchro and attack you with the damage step. But unfortunately for them, Eldlich is indestructible and 3,500 attack. So they keep summoning, they keep summoning, they keep attacking. They can make this guy to switch him into attack mode. They can summon this guy, which can destroy one of our monsters. He can, this guy summons himself out, he destroys another monster. They summon this guy to destroy another card. So little bro just kept hitting me. I feel like the out is Forbidden Droplet. That's how you reduce their attack. And there's probably other cards that maybe he's just not running, but just like Eldlich just chilling there as they go bam, 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 attacking. Okay. And obviously they destroyed a bunch of our cards, but that doesn't really matter, right? Like we have the ability to recover pretty easily. So now we summon Eldlich, and we actually XYZ summon ourselves by making the Dreadnought cannons, and then we make him go to 6,000 attack. We can attack each of his monsters. So now Eldlich is the one who's OTKing our opponent. So I just thought that was a hilarious duel, and I was like, okay, I gotta get back into, making videos just so I have an excuse to make a video like that. At the end of the video, I also want to talk about a couple other things. There's some new cards coming out in like a week or so, like Dragoon and Silo Hat Rabbit, that will probably be pretty interesting tools for Eldritch to use. Also, towards the end of the video, I start experimenting with a new package that's come out recently that has some interesting utility in Eldritch. This isn't our Master 1 video yet, but hopefully next month I'll have time to get around to it. They use Max C, that's fine. We'll use Cursed Eldland, Magician Souls, draw 2, send an Eldlixir, get our Transaction Rollback in the grave. We have a Lord of Heavenly Prison. They did manage to draw one card, but off of drawing one card, we have a non-targeting destroy, non-targeting banish in the grave, trap trick into whatever we need, like a Karma Cannon, or we could Paleozoic Marrella, send Elemental Burst, burst onto Rollback, destroy everything, or Rollback and just copy Karma Cannon a second time and flip both of these cards back face down. We have a Solemn Strike, and if they have a Heavy Storm or Heavy Feather Duster or something, we have Lord of Heavenly Prison, which could also summon itself for follow-up. So let's see what they do. They're running Branded Despia, pretty standard. Okay. Oh, they sent Tragedy, so they get another search off of that. Branded Fusion. The Quem's not going to do anything in their hand. They have a hard time special summoning it. That's a pretty good place to try to Solemn Strike. So, like, they didn't get to fuse anymore, but since it wasn't destroyed, because they had to use their branded opening on that, so we can destroy things later in the future, but he does get to summon himself. Okay, what does he set? Okay, we definitely want to pop the Fallen of Elbaz. His effect to fuse requires that he use himself as fuel, so yeah, goodbye. Oh yeah, so okay. We're gonna banish the branded we want to banish Albion before he goes to end phase. Okay, so it's still main phase. Oh, okay. So yeah, he special summons. Here I'm probably gonna wait for him to try to fuse. Yeah, and when he tries to fuse, he's only gonna have one card in hand, so that's not enough materials to get anything. I was gonna set grass, so like he would have had one card in hand, which we know is a monster that he can't summon because he already used his normal summon, and then I set grass for follow up. GG. Yeah, the elemental burst onto rollback interaction is just too fun. Like there I probably could have run a slightly more consistent version of the deck that doesn't rely on using rollback and elemental burst as much and just trap tricked into a karma cannon, which would have like reset both of my Eldlich traps. But why do that when you can just win? It's better. All right, now we're going against the slightly more meta trap deck, Labrynth. Although supposedly they're barely even rogue now. Yeah, I feel like they could do better. Okay, they're summoning themselves. They lock me out of spell cards, which is kind of a bummer. This version of my deck does use a lot more spell cards than normal. They have a Karma Cannon, but they can't use it this turn. They pop a random spell card. Good, it wasn't going to be able to use it anyways. Okay. Get rid of our other spell card. Yeah, I would have liked to set Sinful Spoils, the card that locks you into the spell and trap zone, because it's actually super hard for Labrynth to get their monsters out of the spell and trap zone once they're trapped there. But obviously, it can't activate spells, so whatever. We have an Omni Negate, a Solemn Strike, and just an engine. So we're not in a great spot here, but let's see what we can do. Okay, get the field spell. So that doesn't destroy it, but at least they don't get a search. Um, we let them attack because now she just summons herself back and she can get an Eldlixir in the grave, which is nice. They use Trap Trick to get another big welcome. Okay, summon that. Oh yeah, now we can use the Omni Negate, so no popping in the hand. And now after we do that, we can summon Lord, get grass. They don't have any more ways to pop. Okay, maybe they do. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, this is really nice because actually I had negated her like permanently, at least until the end of the turn. So she wasn't going to be able to reset any more trap cards, but now by going through Muckraker, they're able to do that. Okay. So they should be able to destroy grass before I can activate it. So anti-spell fragrance players must set spell cards before activating them and can activate them until their next turn. So using things like Lord of Heavenly Prison to set spell cards during your opponent's turn lets you pretty much ignore things like anti-spell fragrance. So that feels good. I doubt we're going to be able to activate it. Wow. Okay, so this might have just been not the best player, but whatever, sometimes that happens. They forget to blow it up. They didn't, probably what happened is they didn't have their toggle set to on, but yeah, now it's way too late. I saw an elemental burst in there. Do I have a rollback? Yeah, we do have a rollback. Okay. So, oh, that's funny. Okay, so another thing that you may have noticed, we used the trap card, Sinful Spoils of Betrayal, last turn. They chained to our activating wanted, just a random card effect, just like, yeah, let me summon my lady. However, they didn't realize that the trap card has an effect where if our opponent activates something in response to one of our cards, we can banish this from our grave and disable it. So now they can't summon their one card that is immune to destruction effects. All right, they do pop the Magician's Souls, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Let's get a random draw, if possible. All right, they're going to set a card. Oh, no, they summon out Lady. Okay, that's fine. We summon out Eldlich, Indestructible. All right, so now what's happening is Muckraker, if a monster you control would be destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can tribute a fiend monster instead. You can only use that once per turn. So what we want to do is either destroy her and force her to tribute some other monster, or just be destroyed, because then we can Elemental Burst on rollback, blow everything up. So she protects herself by tributing one of these. All right, they summon a monster out, but again, we don't care. Everything's going to get blown up pretty soon. What did they call on the? They just used this in order to try to. Oh, I see. They were trying to activate a trap card so that lady would be able to search something and set it to the deck. But the thing is, Paleozoic monsters can chain to any trap effect to summon themselves. So we chain blocked them, but actually summoned a monster. Whatever. All right, it's finally destroyed. Roll back. Elemental Burst, blow everything up. We summon another card. They called the wrong type of Paleozoic card. Oh, whatever. So she's still there, which is too bad. And what we were going to use there is use Dark the Dark Charmer, steal back their own lady, our Lovely, and then we could start resetting our traps again. So that was a pretty fun duel, just totally dominated them. All right. Has it been showing what rank I'm in as I'm doing these? Because I actually dropped down to whatever is right below diamond, like I guess platinum, and I've worked my way up to being whatever diamond 1 now, like right before you get to master 5. But it's been a process. Okay. Yeah, so this is where I'm still using the toy box package. And the next, like, maybe the next duel or the one after that is where they built an elemental burst. Yeah, I might have a bit of a bias where, because it's been such a long time, the only duels I was really saving might be the really fun ones, but that's what we're here to do, right? To have fun. Okay. Tearlements, yeah, so they're going full combo here. Mill 8, mill 11. They're running the Horus engine. They're going to shuffle. They're only shuffling their own cards in, which feels really good. The shufflers are actually super problematic for our deck. Rainbow Bridge to get the field spell. Interesting. Okay. So they at least have like follow-up so that if they destroy their sarcophagus, they can just start summoning things out using the field spell. Okay. Yeah, so first we had to bait out crime, which feels really good that we were able to bait it out just by activating Toy Box. Obviously, Toy Box would have set a couple of toys, and then we would have started sending cards. So probably that's probably a good place to stop us. All right, they get a monster effect negate off. That's too bad. And now they get a mill 3. What are they gonna hit? For gambling. Nothing important. Okay, they activated a monster effect. We'll just draw 2 cards, is fine. Okay, so Toy Box is not once per turn, so we actually get to kind of try to go full combo again. I saw that we had already sent an Elemental Burst, so we'll send a rollback. Oh, this is great. Okay. So Ty-PHON's effect, which you can make with just any monster as long as they used their extra deck a bunch, means that they're not going to be able to activate the effects of monsters with 3,000 or more attack. And that includes monsters in the grave. So when we blow up their entire field, Rukalos can't use her effect to summon herself back. Too bad. So they do manage to do that. We'll wait so that we at least get a single pop off. They fuse to summon. Okay, Schwinda. She can't be destroyed, I don't think. Yeah, it's hard blowing up all the Tearlements cards because like yeah, you do want to do that. But okay, we at least do that to get a draw 1, activate a Lord of Heavenly Prison. Okay, so we have a Karma Cannon and we have our Eldlich cards, and we've blown up their board. And also Winda is locking themselves out of summoning more than once this turn. So they get 1 special summon. They summon Kaleido Heart, obviously. He's gonna shuffle back Ty-PHON. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna use Karma Cannon, set a Cursed Eldland to get everything going. We don't really need to mill more cards. Maybe we could get like another, uh, what do you call it? Like we could grab grass, but like we wouldn't even mill that many cards. This way we just have the opportunity to start adding cards to hand. Okay. So we need to get rid of Winda. We want to destroy the Horus cards so they don't get to draw a bunch. All right, we destroy that. They still have the field spell, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Dark Charmer, what are we stealing? Just Imseti. Okay. Cursed Eldland, we can add a card. We probably want to link, yep, we link off the Eldlich so that Eldlich can grab our Cursed Eldland as fuel to summon himself back. Oh, great. Yeah, this is why I love this deck. Okay, so here we use Selene, grab back Magician Souls. Our toy box sets these cards, and since they're like spells or traps, we get a draw two and a summon two level 4 monsters and a search. So I know Eldlich is, obviously the platonic ideal of a control deck. However, uh, you know, in this case, we're capable of absolutely extraordinary combos. So we don't want to pop the Kaleido Heart because the Kaleido Heart will come back. Yeah, we want to banish the Kaleido Heart. Did I hit the Kaleido Heart? Nice. Yeah, so we destroyed her, we banished him, and if we destroy this, I think it's another tier card, so it would allow them to start fusing again. So and we have a skill trade too. We could pop a card. Definitely gonna pop the field spell. We don't want them summoning anything. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's a pretty fun deck. It's a pretty fun deck. It's not, the 60 card deck is a little less consistent than maybe the 40 card deck, but man, when you can pull off stuff like that, I feel like as an opponent watching a game like that who's never seen something like that before, you have to be like, what the hell am I watching? I don't know. I don't know. It's fun. Okay. Yeah, so here I think we're still 60 card. Okay. Yeah, but Anti-Spell Fragrance was a part of the newer version of the deck that I was trying out. Obviously use Anti-Spell, which is nice because we have Thrust that we can just use on our next turn. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so this is Chimaera. Yeah, and Chimaera's whole thing is that they fusion summon a bunch. They have their own fusion quick play spell. Yeah, a Chimaera fusion. They run the Edge of Chain package to be able to grab polymerization. Yeah, so they set 5 cards. A lot of them price spell cards they would prefer to activate on their own turn, but whatever. All right, we grab Grass, which, because we're setting it on our opponent's turn, means we can activate it during our turn. Yeah, and so here's the Ken engine. So Jen and Ken, basically the idea is you use this guy. He summons out this guy, and what he does is he makes it so we draw 2 cards and discard a card, which isn't bad. Draw 2, discard 1. It's kind of, we have a lot of cards we want to discard anyways, the rollbacks, the Eldlich cards, whatever. So it's kind of just a draw 2. Maybe even a +3. However, what's really nice is because they've activated a monster effect, quote unquote, by summoning something to their side of the field, we can now activate cards like Triple Tactics Thrust. So we're going to XYZ into just the rail cannon, I guess, do 2k damage, send a rollback. So we haven't used Grass yet. Ugh. Yeah, that was a big mistake. I should have already used Grass. Whatever. Maybe I just forgot Grass was there, because then I would have set Elemental Burst. But whatever. Yeah, so in that case we were gonna punch them a bunch of times, and actually I think we would have been able to kill them because a lot of their quick plays, yeah, they didn't need that. I don't know. I don't know. It's not good. They're not in a good spot. Yeah, so even if they had Chimaera Fusion, the quick play spell, they can't activate it during that because they have to wait until their own next turn. So they couldn't summon Guardian Chimaera or anything on my turn. They were just sitting there waiting to die. Easy peasy. Okay, so the next 2 duels are Tenpai and Snake Eyes Fire Kings. Okay. Let's see, what are we doing? Okay, so we're gonna try to run the Ken engine. The Ken engine activates. Yeah, this is kind of a downside to this package, is you don't want to have your deck be susceptible to things like Impermanent Ash as much. Like a big part of the advantage that Eldlich gives you is that we don't care about a lot of the hand traps people use. And Unfortunately, having more like normal summon monsters that activate an effect does make you more susceptible to things like that. So in this case, they can't activate any spells, and they have a lot of really important spells that allow them to extend and do things. But whatever. Summon this. Okay, synchro summon. Let's speed it up a bit. Yeah, can they get over just I feel like he must have made a misplay. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so I activated grass. So yeah, we're actually kind of in trouble here a little bit. When it gets to their next turn, we're definitely dead. Oh, Ken the Diamond Tiger. Okay, so instead of activating the effect, oh, okay. So our package is just 3 of these guys and then 1 of these guys. So I actually couldn't activate his effect to try to get a draw 2 or whatever and then get rid of our rollback because the card he would have summoned to his side of the field is in my graveyard. In this case, I just make a Ty-PHON, attack him, set a rollback pass. I don't even have any traps in my grave that I can use. Okay, so in this case, I guess we just kind of get lucky. They don't have enough to kill us. Maybe it's full of board breakers. Maybe they don't want to do anything while they can't activate a monster with a 1,000 attack. We do make a Zeus, but Zeus only has 1 material, unfortunately. They managed to activate a spell card before I could activate Anti-Spell Fragrance, so they're having a chance to pop off. Ty-PHON, Senpai Pident Dragon, okay. Oh, funny. So we were able to actually use the rollback that was set here to copy their imperm. So that's what you get for not, allowing us to activate our, package earlier. I could have set this card so I can activate it next turn, but I feel like one of those cards was almost bound to be some kind of a, board breaker, feather duster, or something. So in this case, I think they didn't realize that Zeus has a second effect, which whenever our opponent destroys one of our cards, we can actually attach a card from anywhere, our hand, our deck, our extra deck, to it as material. In this case, I grab Elemental Burst from my deck, attach it to Zeus, and obviously we have a rollback in our grave because it was copied their imperm a couple turns ago. All right, they're popping off. They summon this card. Quick effect to summon this card. All right, so before they flip over the field spell, which makes them unaffected by everything, we're going to send everything to the grave. And even though that doesn't work, they have an imperm to just negate the effect. What we're really doing is getting our Elemental Burst out of Zeus and into the graveyard, in which case we could blow everything up. There's no monsters in our grave that matter, so yeah, you can banish a couple random monsters, but that's not going to save you. Everything's destroyed. We still have a Zeus with 3,000 attack, and next turn we're going to use Reinforcement of the Army to do something. Just have another monster that has more attack. Maybe even do some link summoning, who knows. Yeah, so that was pretty fun. Alright, last duel against Fire King Snake Eyes. I feel like Tenpai is not that bad. Like, it's kind of like they either win or they lose. I don't know, maybe I'm not playing enough good Tenpai players yet. Okay, so they're going to go full combo. Whatever. Yeah, the one thing that sucks about having Ken in your hand is like he has an okay effect where he summons the other guy who makes your opponent just discard a card. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but you definitely prefer to draw 2 cards and then pitch rollback, All right, they're popping off. Sent Flamberge to the grave. They have a princess. Princess summons Flamberge. Yeah, this game was in Diamond 1. What are they doing? Royal Rare Flamberge Dragon. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I saw the new card, the Diabellstar. Snake Eyes Diabellstar. Nope, they don't summon that out. They just make a 2 material Appaloosa. Okay. And now they do all that, and they're like, all right, now, Fire Kings as well. So right now they just have a pop 1 with the quick play spell, probably like an imperm. And then they have 2 monster negates. In this case, they use imperm in case we have, one of the cards that allows to negate things. Here they're like they guessed that we were trying to bait them, which, we kind of are. Like, we activated Magician Souls to just send one. Like, if we were really desperate, we would have sent two and they would have negated it, but just sending one, they're like, yeah, I'll let you get a draw one, but I want to keep my monsters here. Also, the material has 1300 attack, so as soon as they use Appaloosa once, we can just hit over her. They pop our Ty-PHON, which is too bad. I'm just going to use Called by Now to banish their Promethean Princess so I don't have to deal with it in case they summon it on the end phase somehow or something. But a couple Karma Cannons is really going to help us. They have a lot of Link monsters. They also chose not to use IP into SP Little Knight for some reason. I'm not sure why. Yeah, through all of that, they never activated a monster effect. So good for them. I was never able to thrust into grass and then just destroy everything, but whatever. Right now our goal is to survive and hope they activate a monster effect during their turn. Alright, they pop a card. So this is kind of a bummer. So this card's going to come out and pop one of our cards. In this case, they chose not to pop either of our, back row, probably because it's like, hey, they haven't activated them yet. They're probably like useless. So whatever. But now I have both of them instead of just one of them, and I'm gonna survive for another turn, get rid of their Link monsters. And all of their monsters are either summoned that turn or switch to attack position that turn. Fortunately for us, they can't activate any monster effects, so Triple Tactics Thrust is just chilling here, feeling sad. Okay, they summon again. Go ahead. Interesting. So they don't really pop off. They're just like, I don't want to play into a Nibiru, I guess. They just want to try to attack right away. In this case, I think their big flaw is they activate a monster effect in the standby phase to add back to hand. They don't have an Ash Blossom, so now we can add grass, send cards to grave. Yep, I saw Elemental Burst, I saw Evenly Matched, and I saw Rollback. So battle phase, we're going to use Evenly Matched from the graveyard, copied off of Transaction Rollback, banish everything face down, banish a couple card Eldlixir, banish an Elixir from our grave, banish a Golden Land Trap from our grave, pop off, absolutely annihilate them. GG. Great. So that was kind of a fun set of duels. Let me just review the deck that I'm working with. First of all, here's the Ken deck that I've been running. So it's basically the same as my Toy Box deck, and obviously it's only in Diamond 1. It's not Master 1 yet, so there's probably things you could do to update it. But basically you run 3 of the Kens and 3 of the Gens, sorry, and 1 Ken to be able to get your Triple Tactics thrusts and talents activated. I still run Magician Souls as like a extender, an ability to get cards you want out of your hand into the grave to get more draws, Diabellstar. So this version isn't running the Toy Box package. If you want to see the Toy Box package, you can refer to some of my other videos. And then in the extra deck, we've got the Rail Cannons are back, Chaos Angel, which you can make just using 2 of your light material, level 5 light materials. Ty-PHON, obviously, Zeus after you make it with these guys. I'm trying to run like Appaloosa and Zelantis, but I feel like they never come up. Same with like Knightmare Unicorn. Honestly, half this extra deck is kind of pointless. I need to do a lot of work to update it. But yeah, I think it's a fun deck. In the future, in a couple days, there's Dragoon is coming out, so really excited for that. That's great for Eldlich because you never need to summon on your own turn. You just you know, can have 3 copies of Red Eyes Fusion. You just activate it if you draw it. If you draw 2 of them, then one of them is just a free discard for Dragoon. Dragoon can also like send Eldlich cards or whatever transaction rollback as like cost to have an Omni negate. Pop a couple cards. our deck is able to deal with cards like Dragoon pretty easily. We can obviously banish Evenly Matched face down. We can Karma Cannon. So we have ways to deal with Dragoon, but I'm looking forward to it. Also, Silhouette Rabbit is apparently coming out next week, which is a fun Link 2 that allows you to search like a Eldlixir card, for example. And then whenever you activate an Eldlixir card like Conquistador or Huaquero, the Link monster gives you an extra effect. So instead of popping one card, you get to pop a spell card and a second card. Or instead of just banishing a card from your opponent's grave, you can do that while also destroying a spell or trap card. Finally, Eldlich got a new field spell. It's probably not going to come to Master Duel for a couple of months. I put a community note about it recently, but the new field spell basically allows you to make Link 2 monsters like Silhouette Rabbit a lot more easily while giving you discard fuel to whatever, get it back from your grave really easily, summon your Eldlich from grave really easily. It's an interesting card, but I hope we get more support. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.